Hello and welcome back. This is episode number 4 of this English video series about syllable stress. Well, today we're going to see some tools to know how to stress your words in English. So to start today, we're going to see how to stress words ending in ATE. So there are many words like that. We're going to see how to stress them. Then we're going to see how to stress words having a prefix and a verb. So if you're ready, let's begin. With 2 or 3 syllable verbs ending in ATE, stress the first syllable. So if the verb has 2 or 3 syllables and it ends in ATE, we're going to stress the first syllable. So we have many examples. So for all of these examples, we're going to stress the first syllable. We have frustrate, dictate, locate, donate, translate, update. So for many of the 2 syllable verbs, the stress can also be on the second syllable. But in American English, they will usually stress the first syllable, and in British English, the second one. For example, with frustrate, dictate, locate, donate. In American English, stress the first syllable, and in British English, the second one. So let's keep on with 3 syllable verbs. We have activate, celebrate, demonstrate, imitate, animate, dedicate, consecrate, concentrate, separate, graduate, moderate, operate, advocate, alternate, resonate, estimate, duplicate, intimate, predicate, illustrate, navigate, designate, orchestrate, calculate, penetrate, automate, saturate, fabricate. We have 2 exceptions we note for you, which are create, impregnate. So the stress is on the second syllable. We say create and impregnate. So let's go for 4 syllable verbs. With 4 syllable verbs ending in ATE, stress the second syllable. So when the verb has 2 or 3 syllables, the stress is on the first syllable. But if it has 4 syllables, the stress moves on the second syllable. Let's see some examples. We have investigate, communicate, cooperate, appreciate, congratulate, exaggerate, certificate, appropriate, negotiate, articulate, approximate, associate, discriminate, deliberate, elaborate, collaborate, celebrate, manipulate, procrastinate, eliminate, intimidate, rejuvenate, appreciate. So now let's see what happens when the verb has 5 syllables. If the verb has 5 syllables, the primary stress moves on the third syllable. So we saw when the verb has 2 or 3 syllables that the primary stress is on the first syllable, and when it has 4 syllables, it moves on the second one. So now when it has 5 syllables, it moves on the third syllable. For example, we have differentiate. The word has 5 syllables. We say differentiate. Okay, so the primary stress is on the third syllable. So we call it the primary stress because of the words, they can also have a secondary stress. So this word has a secondary stress on the first syllable. Okay, so the syllable with the primary stress will still be louder, higher, and clearer than the one with the secondary stress. And the one with the secondary stress will be louder, higher, and clearer than the other syllables. Say differentiate, differentiate. If we take the word congratulate, it has a secondary stress on late. Okay, the primary stress is on bra. We say congratulate, and the secondary one is on late. So now let's see what happens when the word is a noun or adjective. If the same word can also be used as a noun or adjective, I mean the verb, or it's just a word that can be used only as a noun or adjective, stress them the same way. That means the stress will still be in the same place. But the ate ending is pronounced it or it instead of a. So when the word is a verb, we say a, but when it is a noun or adjective, we say it or it. So we have a short a or a short. For example, if we take this word graduate, when it is a verb, we say graduate a. For example, if I say I will graduate soon, now it is a verb. But if it is a noun, if I say, for example, I will be a college graduate, now it is a noun, I say it. And if it is an adjective, if I say I am a graduate student, now it is an adjective, I say it. So as I said for the noun. So you can see I put V and ADJ after the word. If you see after your word I put V and ADJ, that means it can be verb, noun, or adjective. If I only put V or ADJ, it can be either verb or adjective. If I put V or N, it can be either verb or noun. So these words, I'm just going to pronounce them with the it or it sound. I'm just going to consider them as nouns or adjectives. We have graduate, associate, separate, enemy, elaborate, approximate, private, passionate, isolate, certificate. So I have two exceptions I note for you, which are dictate, update. So you can see they can be either verb or noun, but we still pronounce them the same way. We say dictate and update. So now let's see rules for prefixes. Prefix plus verb usually have the stress on the verb. So we have some examples. We have understand. So we have the prefix under and the verb stand. So the stress is on the verb. We say understand. Oversleep. The prefix is over and the verb is sleep. We say oversleep. The stress is on the verb. Okay, oversleep. Outlive. Outlive. You're right. You're right. We do. We do. Overdo. Overdo. Undertake. Undertake. Outperform. Outperform. So here we have the prefix out and we have the verb perform. So as I saw with you in one of my previous videos, when the verb has two syllables, the stress is usually on the second syllable. We have the verb perform, the stress is on the second syllable. So when we add the prefix, it still remains on the second syllable. Say outperform. Outperform. Now let's see what happens when the combination functions as a noun. However, if the combination functions as a noun, stress the prefix. Now we're going to stress the prefix when the combination functions as a noun. You see, oversight. So the prefix is over, we stress the prefix. The prefix has two syllables, the stress is on the first syllable of the prefix. We say oversight. Overdose. Overdose. Undertaker. Undertaker. Underwear. Underwear. Outcome. Outcome. Outsourcing. Outsourcing. Refill. Refill. Repeat. Repeat. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. Subscribe if you don't do it yet to know when any other video is out. Like the video if you found it useful. So thanks a lot. Bye. I'll see you in the